You hear that sound? You know what that means. It's time to wake up and tune in to Two Men in the AM with Dustin Staples and Luis Romero.
Good morning. We want to welcome you to 2 Men in the AM. I'm Dustin Staples along with Luis Romero, and we're happy to be back with you for a fourth week in a row. Let's keep the streak up going because I think we're overdue. We're 4 weeks in a row, and we're glad that you're tuning on in. And you're probably noticing a little different. Our audio, we're speaking louder because we're missing a mic, but that's the live perk of doing these things, you know?
Yes, it is. And we have gone through the mics. The mics here are old, if we're being honest. We had some of them were 20 years old, and we've had to change and get new ones. And some of the ones that were there before that are only like 10 years old, we relied on them. They went out. So we're working on getting other mics, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully have better audio soon.
Next week.
Soon,
Somebody's listening to us. They said they sound distorted. No, we're not. So that's what's going on. But we've had a good week. It's been. I'm tired of the rain. This is getting too old for me.
A lot.
Too much rain, and it looks like more's coming this weekend again. So row your boat gently down the stream. So.
And while we are, of course, talking about this weekend, want to talk later today. I have to be somewhere, and then on Saturday tomorrow I have to also be somewhere. Win Harold is getting married.
I know.
And
congratulations
so big
to him.
Congratulations to Win Harold and Paige Milton.
That's right. So
big congratulations to you both. Definitely a great relationship rooted in the Lord, and I think that's what they were both looking for.
Sure.
They found who they were looking for, and we are just excited to see them getting married again on Saturday. We have the rehearsal on later today, so that's exciting. I'm excited to be in my first official wedding, like being part of, because I'm one of his
groomsmen. There you go.
So I'm excited about that. I'm going to put the microphone just a little tad closer here, but I'm excited about that. Again, first official wedding that I'm going to be in. I went to a wedding, I think now a month ago. No, I don't think it's been. Anyways, a couple weeks ago, went to a wedding. But I was just part of the guests.
You were just there to be there.
Yeah, I was invited, but someone else. I was there plus one.
Okay, and now, but you actually get to be officially officiating stuff that as well. So, but congrats to him. I enjoy Win. I've talked to him several occasions whenever I do see him. I have not met his soon-to-be wife. So, but I've heard great things about both of them as well. So
you just got to be careful not to tap the table.
Let me not do that. That's a no-no. But
the podcasters, and I know this is a bit unprofessional that we got one microphone for two of us, but it's all right.
Yeah.
But we don't want to tap it because then if someone's listening on the headphones, it's a pop. Pop their ears out. So we don't want to do that. We want them to keep coming back. And talking about that, I didn't tell Dustin about this quick little segment within here. We tell you all the time, folks, that we appreciate you taking the time to listen, to watch, and we've given shout-outs as much as we can so that people can watch, so they can hear us brag about that.
That's all we do. We just give shout-outs, nothing else to it.
I think so. But I want to give a shout-out to Vanessa Dalton, Shania Dalton's mom. Because she was the first person, has been the first person to actually send us a little message through our Spotify listening app. And she said, and I'll quote, "This was great, guys. Glad you are back. Y'all are hilarious." So we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you taking the time to give us a little bit of feedback. And we'll take good or bad. We'll take it seriously. Well, at least I will.
Well, criticism is good criticism. Sometimes it's bad. Constructive criticism is good. So I have also met her mom once, but I think that's about it. So they're very good people, and thank you very, very much. We really appreciate you watching or listening or whatever you're doing at the time. So, but we also have got comments on our YouTube page as well.
Yeah, I don't really listen. I don't really go to those, but I guess I should. I know DJ has.
Several times,
so we appreciate that as well. But she left this, Spotify automatically puts a what do you think about this episode question in there?
Okay.
And she answered it, and that was for episode 9. So that was our return.
Okay.
After that big
Nice.
break. So that does it for that little segment, Dustin. I think
Somebody was
the other one.
I'm gonna say real quick.
Did someone pick it up last time? Because I didn't.
I didn't pick it up either.
Someone picked it up.
Yeah, someone was telling me. They said, "Why don't I just throw the piece of paper?" I'm like, I don't know. We don't have a trash can. Well, we should get a trash can.
Well, we have one.
We have one.
It's more fun.
It adds more
nicer.
comical to it.
I'll
But
throw that. I bet. No,
not that.
Okay.
I don't want
Our
to throw that
timer,
away.
we won't throw that.
No.
But Dustin, you want to lead us into our next segment?
Sure.
What are we talking about? I know that we're going to be all over the place.
We
We'll
are.
talk about live updates in a little bit, but
Yeah.
we kind of want to get the segments out so that we're not boring you with our personal
Something
lives.
that we talked about this before. We're talking about a lot of us would be discussing favorite movies and TV shows, stuff of that nature. We're going to focus on movies today. We talked about TV shows before.
Bit, yeah.
You were asking me. You said, Dustin, what are my favorite TV shows? I said, well, I'm not you, so I don't know what you
Right.
watch, but you came with a solution. You got a couple out there.
Yes, and usually, we don't. Well, sometimes we talk about the topic, sometimes we don't. Just like that one, with the shout out to Miss Dalton. We did not discuss that, but we discussed the movies because I was like, sometimes when you do TV, you can think of stuff like that off the top, but I could not think of my favorite movie, and I'm just gonna throw some of the ones that I've enjoyed. I don't think it's my favorite because I really, and I know this is going to be like, Luis, you're not really that busy. But I am busy all the time. So I don't get to watch that many movies. But again, I've made it a goal of mine to be able to watch one movie a day. And that doesn't always happen.
No,
but
sure.
it happened on yesterday.
Okay.
And today I plan to watch one after
Nice.
once I get home from the wedding rehearsal, hopefully get to do one. But I watched, what was the name of that movie? Bruce Almighty.
Oh, okay.
I watched that.
I know that. I've seen a little part of that.
That's not in my top favorites. I will say.
Jim Carrey's a character.
Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
and then we had, of course, Jennifer
Aniston.
Aniston, and we had Morgan Freeman was in that, wasn't he?
He was.
Yep.
Yes.
He was God.
Yes.
In the movie.
Yes.
And then we had, I forget his real name, but Michael Scott is from The Office.
Oh,
I forget his real
I know it. It'll come to my mind.
You guys know who we're talking about. You wish you could jump through this.
I know. It's like they. Like,
anyways, that's what I watched yesterday and today.
Okay.
I'm gonna. When I'm scrolling through social media.
Carell.
Steve Carell.
That's his
there you
name.
go. So a shout out to him. Hopefully he's watching.
I don't know. It might be.
But anyways, so what I do is when I go on social media, I'll screenshot a movie that I see, and then I'll leave it in my photos. And when I get a time to actually relax and watch a movie, I'll look through my phone and find one. So Bruce Almighty was on there. But favorites. Let's get back to topic. Favorites.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, and I have different categories. Again, these are not actual true favorites because I just could not think of anything before we came on here. But I know that I've enjoyed. I know these are going to be all over the place, and people are going to be like, "Luis, really? Wrong Turn."
That's
Dustin
okay.
said he's never watched Wrong Turn.
No, I have not.
I enjoyed those just because.
What is it about?
It is about a group of people. I think they're teenagers. It's been a while since I watched it, but they take a wrong turn into a village of people that eat other people, whatever that word is. I can't think of it right now, and they just gotta survive through all of that. So if you like a little bit of horror and fiction, right? Fiction, because fiction means false, nonfiction means
true.
real.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, then you can watch Wrong Turn, and there's multiple of them, and I've watched all of them. And when you do multiple of sequels of movies over time, they just become like
It's repetitive
yeah,
in a way.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Wrong Turn is on there for that part of that category of chaos horror movie.
All right.
Then people are going to be like, really, Luis? Clueless. I really enjoyed Clueless.
I've heard of it. I have not watched it.
He needs to watch. I thought I had not watched a lot of movies. He needs to watch a lot.
Didn't we discuss
of movies.
this last week? My trend is to see once a movie in the theater.
Well, you're gonna have to
jokingly saying that.
But you're gonna have to step it up because once a year you're not gonna be able to get through Wrong Turn and through the. I knew Wrong Turn when I did that. I watched all of them, then like one day, and then went on. So Clueless is one. I just like I like the pop cultural of it, the fashion of it. So a little bit of everything. Yes, I'm a very strange person. People don't know that, and with this show, you kind of get to learn that.
Oh, absolutely. I think I met that. Yes, I got that right away.
And so I'm not a particular person that goes with just one little theme and goes with the flow. I like a little bit of everything. And then lastly, of course, during Christmas time, everyone's favorite, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I enjoy
the animated
that
or the cartoon version?
I like the animated one. Animated. I mean, the
live action.
Live action-ish.
Yes.
And then also Cat in the Hat will go into that.
Okay.
I enjoyed those two movies. So those are in my, I like a lot. Now I won't say favorites, just because, again, it was in spot. So hopefully I'll think about it again and bring you guys with some more later on.
I say my list. I'm kind of, my favorites. I love the Back to the Future trilogies. I know we've watched those before.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. Out of the 3, I don't know which one's not my favorite, but Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd are just phenomenal actors. And of course, Michael J. Fox, of course, he's battling Parkinson's he's been doing it for some time now, and everybody refers to him as Marty McFly, the boy who flew the hoverboard in 1989. I think that's when the second one came out. But I enjoy watching those, and then I like Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, all the Harry Potters. I've seen them continuously. I probably could almost quote all the movies. Now, Harry Potter, but here's the trick. I have not read any of the books. I have not read any of the books is the thing. So I've got a lot of pushback on that. They're like, you've seen the movies, but you haven't read the books. I've read maybe 5 pages of the first one, and that is as far as I've got.
I am not a big reader. Well, I guess we'll talk into reading, but I'll let you finish. Any other?
I mean, other than that,
those are pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen... oh man, I can't even think of it now. It's another action horror movie, Missing. I think it's what it's called. Not Missing.
No, that's the one I discussed that I watched recently.
That's the one. Yes,
I suggested to you.
You did. Anyway, I can't think of it, but it's.
And I said that about the last episode.
You did.
So
I think you did.
If you want to watch movies, those are suggestions. We would say.
Yeah, the national, what is it, National Treasure? They're going on a little treasure hunt with, they're finding the Declaration of Independence.
I have not seen that.
National Treasure. There's 2 of them. There's the National Treasure and the National Treasure 2. Something else in it, but the guy Nicolas Cage is the main actor in it. So he's on a hunt for. It starts out in the middle of Antarctica, and they just go on this scavenger hunt, and it's a lot of action. A lot of nail biters, so the whole thing, because something may or may not happen, and I won't say what will happen. Good. But anyway, so I've always liked watching those, and I know I go home and they're like, "You watch the same movie?" I'm like, "Well, that's the only thing I like watching, So I do watch every now and again. So you're a repeater. I'm a repeater, but if it's something new, I will try to give it a shot. And if I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch that again. But thanks for the suggested movie or whatever you want me to watch. But that's kind of where I go.
Yeah, I tell you all the time. If you have feedback, let us know. But if you have movie suggestions for me, because again, I try to get one a day, doesn't happen.
No, once a year is good for me.
Absolutely not for me. But if you do have some, let us know in the comments, just like Ms. Vanessa Dalton did. And that way I can watch them and let you know what I thought about them. Again, going back very quickly to Bruce Almighty, I enjoyed the actor, but I didn't really care for it. And even the turn, I did like the message, obviously, of making sure that you're not selfish and you help others. Right. Again, you have to watch it. I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it. Yeah.
Okay, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed the message, but I was just like, altogether, I was like, well, a waste of a movie for me. For me. Yeah. But I know it grossed a lot, almost $500 million. Because I always go back and see how much. And the thing with me is I'll watch any movie whether it's been deemed bad or not. I'll watch it. There's been some where, I kid you not, I can't even think of the name of it. Usually I sit through all the movies and actually pay attention to them. But I know there was one that was just so bad, and it was on one of the really bad lists. And I wish I could tell you all, so you would be like, hey, let me go see if I can sit through it.
Sure.
And I just put it on ×2 speed. Because I wanted to watch it.
Was it that bad? You had to speed it up. Oh my goodness.
I wanted to finish it because I had already started it, and I don't like to start something and not finish it, especially a movie. So I did the times 2 and let the whole thing go through. And then when I watched the end, and I was like, wow, I'm glad I didn't sit through that in real time, because it was just not.
You know what other movie I had to watch in my college time? I took a theater online appreciation class, and we had to watch a movie every week, which I thought wasn't too bad. One of the movies that still stuck out to me, it's Casablanca. It takes place during like the 1930s, I think, and it won so many let's get this right. Oscar awards, Grammy awards are for singers. I said that last week. Oscar awards, pictures, and basically they take place in Italy or France, somewhere right around there in that country. And it's like during the Great Depression and the Cold War era, right around that time frame. And and some of it is mixed. You don't need the closed caption to read the movies. So they do speak French, and they go back to English majority of the movie. So if that's something you want to do, and it's one of just a historic movie people's watched over and over.
Did you like it?
It wasn't too bad. I've seen it a couple times. So it's got a little bit of that mafia action in there too. So a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of Italian feel in it also. So if it's something you like up your alley, a lot about a mix of horror and comedy and dramedy, all of romance, all of it's in there. And that's about almost a 2.5 hour movie. So
let's talk a little bit about length. I think this whole episode is going to be basically talking about movies, but I will say that, I for me on average, because I have a limited amount of time, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, I'm a 24/7 on call for this job, right? For the news reporter job. So that means that if I start a movie and something comes out, I have to pause the movie, go into it. So if there's multiple calls coming in, and I go get what I need to, come home, and then turn it back on, by the time I start again,
you'll forget what you started.
Yeah, I'll never get through the movie. So that's why I say that. But my, I guess, sweet spot would be an hour and a half. That's what I like. But I have done two. I haven't done any movie over that I've sat through over 2 hours.
I've done 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I've watched the Titanic, which that was more than it was. I think it was the length of time that it took for the Titanic to actually.
I think so. Yeah.
I saw that fact, but I like an hour and a half. So switching gears now, because we've talked a little bit about movies. Again, let us know what movies you like to watch. But talking now about a little bit close in that same subject, favorite TV shows, and I think we've sprinkled a little bit about that before.
We have.
But I'll say my first, and I think this is a great opportunity for me to get some haters on the board for Dustin, because I think that I think some people will be like, Dustin, come on, man.
All right.
So my favorites, these are going to be generic for me, because I think these are everybody else's favorites.
They
just
are.
like the ones that I said before, the movies were not everybody's favorites. But The Office, Friends are some of my favorite TV shows, and I think those are with everyone else.
I like Friends. I mean,
what was the other one that I had three?
You had three, and I can't even think of what it was
TV
now.
shows.
TV
Wow.
shows. Well,
Yeah.
I do like Friends. I've seen like spurts, up there. In
I've
Radford,
watched the entire thing.
Yeah, but I think they took it off some of the streamings.
Yes.
They did.
When I watched it, it was on Netflix at the time.
Yeah, and I don't think it's on there anymore.
And I would watch like multiple episodes a day. And to be honest with you, I can't remember if that was during my job at BTW, because that would be impossible now.
No, I don't think. I think you were doing something else. I don't know.
And then The Office also did multiple episodes during the day that I watched. But those are ones that I enjoy very much. And then another TV show that this one might not be on a lot of people's favorites is Forensic Files. I enjoyed that show very much, and I still watch it. And I do not believe that I've watched every episode, but I'm close to it, because I keep going back and leave it in my watch history, so I know which ones I've watched and which ones I haven't. But that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've watched recently wrapping up. It's Abbott Elementary. I think we discussed this early on. It's basically about a school in Pennsylvania, and they kind of show
what I saw. I didn't watch the entire thing because I watched it on TikTok. Believe it or not, TikTok.
I've seen that. Yeah,
they
have
had
the clips.
full episodes on TikTok.
They have seen
and
that.
I was like, why not?
I've seen that.
I have enjoyed what I've watched.
Yeah.
On Abbott.
It's on Hulu. So if you want to take some time.
So if I want your login, I can.
Sure. Why not? I mean, as long as they don't stop me like
Right,
Netflix is
right.
doing. No,
We won't get into that.
No, but I've watched them. They're working on a third season. I think it's 2 seasons right now.
Okay.
And then, other than that, I mean, and I started watching something on Disney Plus. What it is, I don't remember what it was because I just watched something to go to bed.
Oh, okay.
And I have no idea what I clicked on.
Yes, I have fallen asleep while watching bed. So.
Oh, I know what it was. It's a National Treasure, but it's a young teenagers version of the. So they've done the movie, and so they've got like teenagers, young adults, but it's extended into like about a 1.5 to 2 season.
I know that people are gonna think that this whole episode is about me hating Bruce Almighty, but talking about falling asleep to movies, I fell asleep because I think that one's an hour and 40 minutes ish.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep. I still had 30 minutes left. So when I went to wake up, I was like, okay, before I get up and running, I gotta finish watching. The ending, and even with the ending, I was like, still not as good. So that's how you know. To me, at least, that's how I know if it's not a good movie. It's if I fall asleep through it. So what is the answer? I know I'm cutting you off, but what is the answer to your favorites?
TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just depending on what's on. I don't know. I just
so
watch.
There's no definitive.
Not a definitive answer. If it's something like, this is about, I don't know, a school. I don't know, because I love school so much, I guess, as growing up. And other people are like, he's weird for that, but here I am, right? So watching that was kind of fun watching. And then another show I recently wrapped up was Home Economics, and they kind of they don't really teach you how to budget money. It's just about a family. It's 3 different families doing 3 different totally things. One's rich, one's kind of poor, and one's medium range, and they kind of just bite off of each, live with each other, whatever. But that was fun. But that show had now ended. I don't know. I watched a lot of Everybody Hates Chris. I like that one.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
I don't think I've watched the entire thing, but when it was on TV, when it was premiering.
Hulu. It's on Hulu. So
but when it was premiering, we would sit on the TV and watch that, and then. I obviously like iCarly and Victorious. Those are TV shows.
Yeah, we watch those growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why is because on my TV it still pops up on there because I have a free service that comes with your Samsung TV, I believe.
Okay.
And it automatically plays, so that's what is playing on for my dog at the house.
Oh, so he's watching everything for you. What does he translate it, barking it to you?
I guess so. Yeah,
he's learning something.
So definitely, great things to be enjoyed through TVs and stuff.
And it's
I think we
summertime.
harped a lot about it.
I know. We're about to be wrapping up here soon, but
I know there was another topic. I completely forgot it, but I know that we kind of talked about your favorite. But here it is. It came back. Just talking and mumbling kind of helps with TV.
It does.
I was talking about joining the bandwagon of not liking Dustin. It was because he's not a fan of The Office.
I just can't get into it. I've watched the episodes.
Can you believe that?
My grandmother used to watch it, and I used to watch it with her. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I'm like, I just fizzled out watching it.
Wow.
Steve Carell's a great actor. I love Steve Carell. He's a great actor, but it's just something about it. I don't know. It's too dry humor for me, I think.
Okay.
That's where I think it's like, you look at something like, really? Do you think that's funny? Anyway.
Okay. Understandable. I have never met anyone that does not like Office, and he's one of them. So, again, if you want to send any strong-worded emails,
I encourage you to. No, I'm good.
We'll put his no, I don't
think
We'll put his
so.
email on the screen. No, I'm kidding. We won't do that. But you know where to find him on social media if you want to tell him about it.
If you want to hackle me, go for it.
But did you actually sit through it and try to
I did.
watch it?
I did try to watch it.
Because I will say, when I first started watching it, I was also going with the whole, I'm not going to like this thing, because the first, I would say at least the first 2 episodes, you kind of have to sit through them to warm up to it.
Right. And I think that's with every TV show, but particularly
No. Usually I'm like, you got my attention, but with The Office, because you're not used to that type of format, it's kind of, you got to get used to it, warm up.
There's a name for it in a theory class, and I can't think of what it's called. But my theory professor.
But after I sat through it, I was like, no, this is the best thing on TV history. TV history.
Okay.
So again, Friends and Office are top. Then we got obviously Forensic Files.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put Forensic Files before. No. I'll put Victorious and
okay.
iCarly Victorious and Forensic Files.
Mine's just all over the place.
But close there.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, it's a form of documentary, but we're not talking about school because it's summertime and y'all are on break.
Yeah.
And y'all
so
supposed
Dustin
to be on
likes
break.
to learn while he's watching stuff and relaxing. I like to get completely away. The only thing that I will say that is related to news would be the Forensic Files. But other than that, I completely like to just not do anything news related. Like I do not go home and watch the national news and stuff like that. I only watch our stuff because I go back to critique myself. And
I did this week. You gave away a large amount of gift card, and we're not even giving away.
That was not right.
I'll take that anytime.
So when you're doing TV and you do it all the time, you kind of just are talking all the time. Like you're not really thinking about it. Like right now, I'm really not thinking about it.
No,
that's why I'm talking very quickly. It's because you don't think about what you're saying, and then sometimes you're like, "Oh, that was completely wrong." But we got about 30 seconds, and we want to thank you so much for listening to us ramble today about movies and TV shows.
Yeah, who knows? We'll talk about next week. But until then, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Again, folks, make sure you give us your feedback if you want to be featured on here and get a shout out live on TV, YouTube, and all of your favorite podcast platforms. I said it right this time.
There you go.
We'll see you next time, folks.